Welcome to Celebrate a Sister podcast. I'm your host, Emma Walkinshaw. I'm a transformational coach. I facilitate the Clarity Catalyst. I'm the founder of Morning Magic Membership. I also lead retreats here in Australia and internationally. I love all things self-mastery, mindset, and personal development. Here on this podcast, I bring you some pretty exceptional women. We talk all things creativity, business, love, life, and moving forward with self-awareness. I also come to you from time to time with a solo podcast with lots of life according to Emma moments where I share some tools and also some, hopefully, inspiration for you to take the next step. Thanks for being here. Hello and welcome to this week's episode on Celebrate a Sister. Yes, I come to you solo this week with a life according to Emma moment inspired by this morning's practice. So those of you who don't know, I have a fabulous life hack and it is called 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. It's actually a free group, so you are more than welcome to come and join me. The link will be in the show notes. I sit in virtual circle with community every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. We do 7 minutes of yoga, very gentle movement in the morning. And the reason why I do that is because if we are to sit and meditate straight away and you're straight out of bed, sometimes people are still sleepy. So hence a little bit of movement with yoga, which ignites all those energy centers and gets you nice and present. And then we move into our meditation. And I always offer a mantra or an affirmation, and this just helps bring the mind back. So if the mind starts to wander, we have an anchor. And also, as we know, power of the spoken word, when we put in a great mantra through the day, it can then become our little default saying all day. And then the third component of 21 Minutes of Morning Magic is the flowetry component. So 7 minutes of flowetry, just like journaling, but we like to flow out our words. So today's episode is very much inspired by this morning's morning practice. And there was a bit of discussion with the women in the group too about this topic and what came up for us. And particularly me, I felt quite stuck. And after our 21 Minutes of Morning Magic finished, I continued this process because I could see there was some parts of this that I needed to reflect on and just see how I felt about it. Also, I love, the whole feeling of words, the power of the spoken word, but what does that really feel and mean to you? So this morning's prompt was confident body. And I will make no qualms in admitting that this is really my lifelong work and my own Achilles heel that I have made a promise to myself. Talk about being impeccable with your word. I've made a promise to myself that I will keep navigating through this story, belief system and identity I've created over, the past, I'm 47. So over the past, my adult life, my teens and my adult life, I've created some really strong beliefs and stories about this body of mine and body image. And of course, the dieting industry and magazines have all done a bit of a number on us. And it's time now, my work now is to unlearn what I've learned, come from a new perspective and a new awareness and walk women on this path with me. So this morning's topic, confident body. And the theme this morning, and I wrote this months ago, and it's wonderful that it landed this morning, just what I needed. Stand in your power, be present and exude confidence in your gorgeous body. And then our mantra for this morning was, I am present. And then the flowetry prompt was, what makes us feel confident and why? So as I started to, after the meditation, I am present, which is just a wonderful statement to say to yourself at any time, I am present. I'm right here, right now. I am present. So then we moved to the flowetry prompt, which was, what makes you feel confident and why? As I started to write and the pen lands on the page, and because we cannot write as fast as we think, we have to slow down. So what I realized started to flow out of me was all of the external ways I feel confident. So for instance, I externally feel confident because of the way I look. So that means if I've got a nice dress on and my hair and makeup's done, I then feel confident. Then the next thing that came out was what I have. I feel confident if I have certain things in my life. Perhaps, well, for me, a nice car, a beautiful home, then I can feel confident when I have stuff. And then the other was, I feel confident what people think of me or say about me. So then I started to think, well, this is really unhelpful confidence, because what happens when I don't look good? Does that mean I can't be confident? Does that mean if I don't have the things, if I don't have people giving me external validation, I then cannot be confident? And straight away I thought, what are other feelings? Because I couldn't quite hit the feeling. Every time I sat in this feeling of confidence this morning, it was all external. So then our 7 minutes ended and I spoke to the women and I said I was feeling this external pull that was what I was hanging my confidence on. And then after we messaged in the group, and that was really great to get the women's take on it. I then felt I had to explore a little bit more. So I thought, what else feels like confident to me? And I had to go straight to dictionary and thesaurus. That always helps me get another sense of what confidence meant. So in there they had trust and self-belief. And I thought, I can sit in that. So trust and self-belief then turned me. So confidence felt very external. And then self-belief and trust, I then was able to turn it internal. And then I started to explore, well, what else so if confidence, then I can bring it to trust and self-belief. What are the components of that? And I thought, well, it's self-acceptance. So as opposed to look at, it's how I look and getting other people's validation, it's actually self-acceptance. If I really feel into what is having a confident body, it's actually self-acceptance. And then assertiveness, being able to express myself. That feels confident. If I feel like I can be assertive, it means I believe in myself, I trust myself, and then I can feel confident. Courage was another big one too. I thought, well, courage, it takes courage. If I'm confident, I can be courageous. If I trust myself, I can be courageous. And then, of course, the other one was resilience. My ability to, the unhelpful confidence external, if I'm going to get, let's say, some negative feedback or someone doesn't agree with me, then that means I can't be confident because I have got some unhelpful or unhealthy feedback that then it rocks me. So then I need to be resilient. And then I love the word empowerment. So then I thought, yes, when I am confident, I feel empowered, I believe myself, and I trust myself. So it's interesting how, just asking that question, what makes you feel confident and why? And for me, realizing that confidence was very much an external thing. So that was a great little unraveling. And then I went a little bit further. And I thought to myself, well, that's all great. These self-acceptance, assertiveness, and you feeling you're resilient and courage, you've turned it internally. But then how do you actually play this out in the world, Emma? Like then what does that even look like? I'm a very practical person. I need to then know, well, give me an example. So then pen to paper, I thought, well, what are ways this week that I have actually acted confidently or demonstrated confidence or self-belief or self-trust? What did I do this week? And, I think about all of the tools. I run the Clarity Catalyst. And in the Clarity Catalyst, it's an 8-week program and there is 62 tools that I share. And I've run this program for 8 years. And each time I run it, there's a new layer and learning for me. I'm walking the path with other women and there's new layers. And I was thinking about this week, each week I still always have a theme for myself about following the Clarity Catalyst, I guess, methodology. And this week I was thinking, well, what did I do? And practicing non-judgment is a big one for myself, really silencing my inner critic. And I was thinking through my work of silencing my inner critic, I do get to practice confidence or show up confidently, but also that self-belief and self-trust. And I was thinking about all of the women that have come through the Clarity Catalyst, and there would be a theme that would come from it. And they would all say to me, they've all said to me in the past, I love how now I trust myself more and I believe in myself more. So that is confidence by definition. So this week, what are the 3 things that I did to exude confidence? And on reflection, I was thinking about this week, and particularly around the body confidence. And that is such a big part of my work now, is working around this body confidence, body positivity and self-acceptance. And my beautiful daughter, Ruby, is 22, and how wonderful it is to chat to her about body confidence. And she actually admitted something to me a few months ago that made me really emotional, and her emotional. And I said to her, we were talking about body confidence, and she expressed to me, she said, Emma, I don't like it. She calls me Emma. Emma, I really don't like it when I hear you speak badly about your body. She said, it actually hurts me. And I was like, oh, you don't realize, Ruby has a very healthy perception of her body, but it hurts her when she hears me talk about myself that way. So that's been a big part of this work, me really stepping into it as well. So keeping that in mind, Ruby had her little crafting circle around. They were sitting at the kitchen table. There was her and 3 girlfriends, and they were crafting. And I wanted to have a swim in the pool. So the old Emma would have put a sarong around, got out to the pool, put the sarong right on the edge of the pool fence, and then got in, because our back, where they were crafting in the back area of our house, which overlooks the pool. And I walked out into the kitchen and I said, hello, girls. I said, now look at this gorgeous body. This is one gorgeous woman. And they all cheered and hooted, and they said, go, Emma, as I ran out into the back and jumped in the pool. And we all laughed our heads off. But I thought, you know what, this is a thing in front of my daughter. And she laughed, and later on she said, oh, weren't you brave, Emma, running out in your togs? And I said, yes, I was. I said, this is a new Emma. So that was one way that I showed confidence and self-acceptance, and that body confidence word. The other thing that I've done this week on reflection, which I guess I'm going to need to report on this part 2 next week, is those beautiful paint and sip Picassos. I'm part of this little women's group, a women's networking business group. And the event on Thursday night is you have to send in, wait for it, a nude picture of yourself, photograph, to the host, Sab. And then Sab, she's the artist. She then sketches out your body. And then when I arrive on Thursday night, my canvas will be there, and she's already sketched out, and then I create the rest of it. She gets the shape of me. And I was like, okie dokie. So I set up the tripod yesterday morning, and I take some photos of myself nude. And then I sent a quick text message and said, is this you, Sab? I'm sending through the nude pictures. She said, yes, Emma, send away. And the feeling that I had when I sent those pictures was not what I expected. I sent her 9 pictures so she could get some different angles of this gorgeous body of mine. And I felt empowered, really, really empowered. So off the pictures went, and tomorrow evening I'm going to have this beautiful canvas with my beautiful body. So that was very, very empowering for me to send some nude pictures. The other thing that I've done around looking after myself, self-belief and self-trust is I've signed up to study hypnotherapy this week. So they're the 3 ways that I have taken care of myself, 2 of them really big steps towards body confidence and body acceptance. So I'm definitely on this journey with you, my friend. So I'd love to know, send me an email. What are 3 things you've done this week that you have felt confident, self-trust, self-belief, and particularly around perhaps the body confidence theme of your life, or the body confidence part of you? Such a great topic. And I will let you all know there is a retreat coming, an Embody, Embody Yourself. And I'm co-hosting this in July 2024 with the beautiful Madonna goddess, who is a body positivity and absolute body confidence queen. And she's a plus size model and just absolutely gorgeous. She also does boudoir photographs. So that's going to be part of our retreat as well. So, and of course you can have your swimmers on, or you can have just a pretty dress on it. You do not need to get starkers like I have sent off this week. Nudie pictures. First nudies at 47. Go me. So thank you for listening. Go forth and have a beautiful, beautiful week. And I would love to know your thoughts and ideas about this. So for me, confidence really is about self-trust, self-belief, and being really free in my body, running out in my togs in front of all the gorgeous 22-year-olds, and they all cheered me on. Such a great week. So lots of love, everybody. An invitation to you, my friend. I have a free Facebook group called 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. I go live every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. Queensland time. This beautiful community was created as I love a morning practice, and I know how beneficial it is for lowering stress levels, in setting intention for the day, and also taking some time to reflect. So if you would love to join me, this is my heartfelt invitation to you. Come over to the free Facebook group. Link is in the show notes, and I'll see you on the mat.